Hey, thank you for listening to the podcast. And for everyone who is new here, let me explain what I normally do. So, sometimes I love to record some spontaneous podcasts when there is a topic in my mind that I really want to talk about. And other times I love to read my blogs out loud. I am writing blogs on a regular basis, and I know many people are struggling with screen time. I still struggle with screen time, but not that much anymore as at the beginning. So, for everyone who is struggling with screen time, this podcast is here for you. And I read the blog out loud so you don't have to read everything. And in this episode, I will read a blog out loud. And this time, the blog is about how you relax your brain after you sustain a concussion because rest is so important. And I write about 5 ways how I relax my brain. So maybe they are new for you, maybe they already know them, maybe it will be a reminder for you. I just hope it will help you. So here we go. How do you relax your brain after a concussion? My 5 ways to relax my brain. Getting the rest my brain needs has definitely been one of my hardest struggles since the accident. I get the question, how do you relax your brain after a concussion many times on Instagram? During my years of recovery, I learned a lot about finding a balance between doing things and resting. What happens if you do not rest your brain after a concussion? Well, I think we all know our brain needs rest. And if it does not get the rest it needs, we feel unwell, restless, anxious, or overwhelmed. When you ignore your symptoms for a longer period of time, it takes way longer to recover from them. If you do not treat your concussion and get the rest you need, you will suffer from headaches, fatigue, sensory overload, nausea, and all the other symptoms for a longer time. And the toughest thing is that we do not know exactly what happens if you do not rest your brain after a concussion. The only thing we know is that it does not make things any better. When we read about experiences from other people, there is not a single person who mentions they did not take any rest and that it helped them. But there are many people out there who did not get enough rest and that make them feel worse. And I hope one day we will know everything about the brain so we can prove our symptoms and we are not that lost anymore. Let me be honest. In the beginning, I did not give my brain enough rest. I pushed myself too hard to go back to work, to keep up my social life, and to finish all my tasks every day. Until that moment, I could not handle it anymore and I just broke. I changed everything drastically. I did not have a choice. So I quit my job, I stopped seeing some people, and I focused on the things that gave me energy, like creativity, yoga, nature, meditation, personal development, and only seeing a few people. Finding that balance between doing things and resting. This is definitely my biggest struggle during my years of recovery. Sometimes it is just like every day is different, so my limits are different too. On one day, I can handle 10 tasks, and on another day, only one. So it's all about focusing on one day at a time and giving my brain enough breaks and rest to recover. My tasks are increasing too as I'm running this community and it's growing bigger and bigger. So I need to set some new boundaries, make new lists, filter out some activities, or add every month some relaxation activities. I also need to focus on resting my brain, and I'm using a timer to remind myself to take a break. Otherwise, I'm so focused that I forget about that. My 5 ways to relax my brain. The first one, binaural beats. Never heard of this? Binaural beats are auditory illusions that occur when you hear different frequencies of sounds in different ears. You need to use a headphone or earplugs to make it work. My brain feels so relaxed after doing this, and I'm using the app Brainwave 35 binaural programs. This one was recommended by my doctor, and I use a delta or theta for meditation, most of the time 10 to 20 minutes in the evening before going to sleep, and I use alpha during the day. There are 5 different brainwave. The first one is delta 1 to 4 hertz. This is the lowest frequency state. So this means a deep sleep, healing and pain relief, meditation, cortisol reduction. The second one is theta, 4 to 8 hertz. This is for meditation, deep relaxation, and creativity. The third one is alpha, 8 to 14 hertz. This is for focus, productivity. It helps to relax and to reduce stress, to maintain positive thinking, and increasing your learning capabilities. The fourth one, beta, is 14 to 30 hertz for keeping attention, solving problems, energy in action. And then the fifth one is gamma. This is 30 to 100 hertz, and this is for attention to detail, memory recall, more creativity, and increased cognitive function. So don't worry if this went way too fast for you. I shared a link in the description of this podcast, so you can click on the link and go to the blog so you can read it as well. Okay, then the second thing that I use to relax my brain, it's meditation and yoga. And I also use some affirmations. And they have been extremely helpful for me to calm my brain. I do a short meditation every morning just to check in with myself, how I feel. And I do yoga a few times a week when I need more rest or just to, because I know it will help me to restore and to feel better. I only do yin yoga and restorative yoga. These two are the most relaxing forms of yoga. Then the third thing, how I relax my brain, breathing exercises. So, did you know that if you breathe more than 7 times, inhale and exhale, in 1 minute, your body is stressed? So, one of the most important aspects of managing your symptoms and emotion is becoming more relaxed, is controlling your breathing. That is why I focus on my breath during meditation, and I always make sure the exhalation is longer than the inhalation. This is a signal for your body to relax. I mostly do this rhythm. Inhale for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, exhale for 7 seconds. But you can make your own, of course. So, for example, you can also do 4 seconds inhale, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 7. So, when you make the exhale longer, you relax more and it's a signal for your body to relax. So, that's important. Then the fourth one to relax my brain is a floating session or taking a bath. So, did you know that when you are relaxing in water, it's like a sign that your body is safe? It I will save you from the full detailed explanation, but it has something to do with the time you are still in the warm, the safe place of your mother. And I love the floating sessions in a saloon, but I do not do them that often because it's very expensive. So that's why I love my bed session at home and without my phone, of course, and any distraction. Just you closing your eyes, maybe use a lavender oil or anything that makes you feel more relaxed. You can listen to a meditation as well. Do what feels right for you. And then the fifth one, being alone in nature. I especially said alone because being together with someone is sometimes exhausting for me. You must communicate and you cannot do everything your way. And that's why I like to be in nature alone. So I can do what I want and clear my head. When I want to sit down, that's okay. I can focus on everything around me and I enjoy the sounds of nature. And gentle exercise like walking is always helping my brain to relax as well. Some people mention naps are really helping them to calm down. I try not to nap, but if you really need it, make sure you don't nap longer than 30 minutes because some studies they show that a short nap can be helpful, but napping for too long, longer than 30 minutes, has the opposite effects. So I really hope my tips will help you. And I'm also curious about what you do to relax your brain. And I would love to hear this from you. You can always send me a message on Instagram. I'm always open to have a chat with you. So, yeah, that's it for now. I hope you have a restful and peaceful day. And maybe some of my tips will help you to relax a bit more today. Thank you for listening to my podcast. I really hope this was helpful for you. If it was, and if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or YouTube, Would you maybe do one small thing in return? Leave a short review or thumbs up on YouTube? The more reviews this podcast will get, the easier it is for other people to find this podcast and to feel less alone and lost in their journey. Oh, and one last thing. I would love it if you share a helpful episode on Instagram in a post or in a story and tag the concussion community in it. Or you can always send me a direct message. I love to see who is listening. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you next time.